Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just getting my act together. Frigid in the Northeast. It was below zero last night. Snowed all day yesterday. I don't know what we got. We got considerable in our area. Right now it's 20 degrees. The wind is not blowing, which is awesome. But I just came out of Hannaford's, which I needed to go to. I had no milk. And I needed to get out for my mental health. Oh, excuse me. Coughed up. Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl, I think, doesn't start until 6:30 tonight, so this place was mobbed. I was hoping it wasn't. I will take my groceries and go home. All I truly thought I needed was bread. $104 later. I got a couple of goodies. I will admit that, because I'm on a sugar run. And I think on the way home, I'm going to go by the car wash. My blue car is now white. The snow and salt and dirt, it looks like everybody else's car in the parking lot, so that's not a big deal. But I'd like to get it off so it can get more. So I would go by there. There's a 50-50 chance that I will go in. If there's a big line, I will not. And then I'll go home, unpack, settle in for the rest of the afternoon, and we can chat. So I'll see you back at home. Welcome back to Margaret being Margaret. I have my tea. I just got home from Hannaford's. I did go to the car wash. Drove in, did a 3-point turn because of the long line for the self-serve car wash and the ones that I would have rather used, and left. Everybody needs to get the salt off their car. And you know, in the town I live in, they don't use salt on the streets because most of us have wells. So this is just grime, just pure snow and grime. But boy, the car is disgusting. I was very grateful it started this morning, with it being below zero last night, and I've only taken that car out once this week. No, twice. So, how are you all? How many of you got this new snowstorm? For us, it snowed all day Saturday, and it was beautiful. Some big flakes, small flakes. The roads were really bad during Saturday. When I was out this morning, they're just about down to pavement. Even the back roads are really good. And it felt so good to be out. And I have that great big coat that I love so much from Land's End. I'm telling you, that coat is one of the best buys I've ever made. I think the link is still up in descriptions. Check it out if it is. If you really need a warm winter coat, I can't say enough good things about it. And I don't get any compensation for that. It's just, that's a really good coat. In fact, I walked into Hannaford's and somebody commented on it like, oh, that coat looks so warm. I said, oh yeah, it's perfect. I took my coffee in with me, never took a sip of it. I forget it's there. I had to park out in the west end of nothing. It was mobbed, but people were under control, and I have to get a cough drop. Everybody was in a good mood. There was no frenetic anything. I think all of us were just happy to be out. People were stopping for you and smiling at you. It was the best shopping experience in months. So my week was inside. I did take Squish out early in the week. We had those washable paints, not washable. I had them watered down. Decided I didn't like them that way. Parker was bothering me. So I had them all in little containers. I didn't have anything for her to squirt them with. I looked all over. So I took a neti pot and we filled that up and she threw it around. The snow was all different colors. It was really pretty. And I forgot to take a picture before the new snowstorm. But of course she got it on her pants. I brought her in and right away put them in the wash. Now her snow pants have paint on them. Nikki was very gracious. I was also a little trepidatious about that beautiful stamped walkway because she got paint all over it. And I'm taking snow and scrubbing it. I came in and got a brush, but it all came off. Phew. So, I went to Hannaford's today primarily for milk. And I knew I'd find another 100 things I needed. But I did a lot of taking it off the shelf and going, do you really need it? No, putting it back. Do you really? No, putting it back. And still spent way too much money. $123 for 1 week. Now, let me say, I got 2 tubs of strawberry cream cheese because I have bagels and I'd like to put that on bagels, and Squish likes it. They were $10, $9.78. Apple juice, not apple juice, pineapple juice for the cough, $5. A 6-pack of them. I got honey to put in tea, mainly because Squish has tea with me every day and I put a little honey in hers. But with the cough, I'm trying to put it in just about everything. That was $22 for the honey. And then I got 2 more packages or bottles of Delsum cough syrup, which only gets me through the week. And that was $34. So before I get into anything else, how much did I spend? I can't even add that up for you because I wasn't paying attention. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of money. My plans for this afternoon are to get my taxes together and especially get all the over-the-counter medicines together. I did get an appointment with my ENT. I was on hold for almost 40 minutes. And it's to a central calling for 3 different locations. Oh, nobody, we've talked about it. Nobody cares. But I think it's the very end of March. They had nothing earlier, no matter what I asked for. So I'll be in spring. I got an appointment with my eyes in February vacation because I'm starting to have a little bit of double vision. And I haven't had these checked in, I think, 4 years. So I've got a couple little things going. Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning, I have to go to my primary. Why? To meet her. Not to have an exam. A 5-minute meet and greet. What a waste of time. It's infuriating. And I would be nice, but I'm going to tell her what I think of how they practice. Because it's not nice. I feel like at this stage, I'm doing more work for insurance and for everything, but right now for doctors and insurance than I've ever had to do in my life. It used to be you called, you made an appointment, they set everything up and you go. Now you call, make an appointment, and they expect you to do all the legwork before you get there. And then the texts and the fill this out before you come in and the repetition, huh? I mean, how many more times do they want me to say my name is Margaret Daniel? And when I was born. It's unbelievable. And then when they start asking me income, I get mad. So I don't fill any of that part out. No, it's not necessary. I've either got insurance or I haven't. You don't have to know how little I make beyond that. So I don't know if I'm turning into a grouchy little old lady, but boy, it feels invasive at this point. Other things. Wednesday, I took Squish to the library again. There were 1 million people there for story time for toddlers. 80% of them grandparents. Yeah, it's amazing. It was very nice. It was quite short. I don't understand. It's supposed to be 10 to 11, and by 10:30 she does the goodbye song, and we're out of there. But Squish did not have a wonderful time. She loves the reading of the books, and she said to me, "Do you notice I'm paying attention and nobody else is?" Oh, she is my kid. And then they had bubbles and things to run around, and she got up to do it, but she came back and went, "There's too many people here. There's too many kids," because they kept bumping into her, and she was getting all flummoxed about that. So she needs the exposure of other kids to toughen up a little. She didn't cry or anything. She just was not appreciative. Then during the week, she got something that I had gotten from Amazon, a little car wash thing that she had loved at Miss Chelsea's house. Got that for her, and she is just having a ball with it. Michael was rather peeved and said, "I've got to stop buying her things." But yeah, I have a problem. Hi, my name is Margaret. I'm guilty of doing way too much shopping for toys for my granddaughter. She's happy, it keeps her entertained, and she plays with it. Friday, my sister Karen came over to go out to lunch with us, and she comes over around 10, so she spends some time here. It was wonderful. Squish actually went into her bedroom with Karen and shut the door to keep me out. Was I insulted? Not at all. I did go in, but that just meant she wanted some time with Karen. And as I'm getting ready to walk in, I hear her saying, Aunt Karen and I are having fun. It's just wonderful. She had a great time with Karen. We went out to eat. She was wonderful. She saw Miss June at the restaurant, the waitress that she loves, and they talked. So it's been absolutely wonderful. Her naps have cut back to an hour and a half. I actually overslept with her on Thursday. That's not a good thing. But, everything is pretty much status quo. She's just fun to be with. And I just absolutely adore my life right now. On the weekends, I slept in today because I don't have anything pressing that had to be done. But part of that is almost a depression that I don't have her. Yes, I know that's not good. I am aware of that. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I am aware of that. So it's supposed to be cold here all week. I don't think we'll get much outside time. It is Valentine's week, so I'll have her making cards and things like that. Playing with glitter, make a mess, do the paint. I thought I was so bloomin' smart. She has a Miss Rachel coloring book that she loves, and she's colored all the pages with this character, Herbie. That's who she likes. So I got a second one, and I started photocopying all the pages with Herbie in them, so we have a bunch of those pages so that she can color them, and we won't run out, and I don't have to buy a new one. Yeah, she doesn't like the photocopied ones. She will learn to like them, but I can't get ahead. She's one step ahead of me at all times. This weather has made life so miserable for so many people. Michael came over yesterday and asked if I could have Squish for a little bit. Nikki wasn't home during the snow. She had to go get an inspection sticker for her car, and he had water coming down the sliding door to the deck. It was an ice dam. He was so angry, but so many people have it right now. And my poor mini split is trudging along. It's actually complaining when it runs because it's running nonstop just to keep it at 64, which feels fine to me. We have to remember, it's already going into the second week of February. We're on the downside of it. And I have truly enjoyed having an old-fashioned New England winter. I've loved having the snow. I like to see it outside. I'm glad that it's stuck around instead of getting that ugly slush. One or two more storms, and then I'm going to start asking it to stop. But I'm okay. And I just realized Michael took my snow shovel from the front door, so I can't do any. Yeah, that's not good. When he goes to work tomorrow, I'm going to go find it. You're not going to stop me from helping. Although I didn't help at all in this storm. He went out and got it all done. And it was light and fluffy, so I could have. I have spent this whole week trying to get a hold of Parker, the older black cat. Her nails have never been clipped because no one has ever been able to hold her. The other day I had her captured in my arms on my lap, which has never happened. And I asked Squish to go get the trimmers, and she didn't want to. She was afraid of what Parker was going to do. And I said, please just go get them. She's not going to hurt you. And, because Parker was meowing and letting me know how unhappy she was. She couldn't find the clippers, so I didn't get to do it. But her nails are way too long, and I'm not going to try to capture her and take her someplace. And nobody will help me hold her because she's miserable. If I held her, there's a chance she'd bite them. If someone else held her, there's a chance she'd get away and scratch. So I'm going to have to be a one-man show and try to figure out a way. But I've been trying to figure out a way for a year. And in 2 weeks, it's going to be 2 years since I've sold the Dighton house. I don't know about any of you, but I feel like That's an amazing span of time that has gone by. And I look around, I'm still tweaking things. That will probably never stop. I had put up in the last video that if anybody had any information on the Vegas Strip and spas and where we should stay, please let me know. And somebody that lives in Vegas had said not to stay in the area that I thought I was going to stay in, so I am canceling that. And I talked to Karen already. I'll talk to Bernie within the next week or so. Narrow down where we want to stay for the last night or two and what spa we want to go to. So that's almost off the table. My sister Shirley wanted to get us all together, probably during vacation week, to talk about her going out to California to see her new grandchildren when they arrived, and they did. So that might be moved up and we might not be able to get together. You know, our trip out west is like 8 weeks away. That's going to be here before you know it. And I'm starting to get excited about it. And my niece, Denise, and her man, Doug, welcomed the twins Friday night. I had to stay up late because they live in California. It wasn't that late. And a little girl and a little boy, very early because they were twins, and mommy is not 20. Healthy. Everybody's healthy. They're beautiful because they were C-section babies, so of course there's not a wrinkle on them. And I'm so delighted for them. Couldn't happen to nicer people. Denise, I love you. I'm so happy for you, Doug, and the elder brother. It's going to be a great life. Only downside is they live in California and we're in Massachusetts, but that doesn't mean anything in the scheme of things. They're their own family, and I'm so happy for them. So that's my life this week. Not exciting, just happy. It'll be my sister Bernie's birthday before my next video, so happiest of birthdays, Bernie, I love you. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope you get to celebrate it in any meaningful way for you, whether it's by yourself, whether it's with somebody. It's just a very nice day. That's how I look at it. If I wanted to, I'd buy myself chocolates. I bought myself a chocolate cake today. There's no such thing as enough chocolate in my world. And I finished all the s'mores this week, which I told you I would. So you all have a wonderful week. Remember, stay warm, stay healthy, and something wonderful is going to happen. Always does. I think I'm done. Take care.